So I know I have an entire video where I talk about the Chanel and Dior summer collections, but I couldn't help myself. I went back for more. I wanted to show you what else I picked up from the collections and give you my final thoughts. If you'd like to hear my thoughts as someone with mature skin, I am 51 years old, and see how these products perform on a more mature face, then you are in the right place. Let's get started. So these two summer collections from Chanel and Dior are just beautiful. They're such gorgeous, well-rounded collections. I initially purchased several things. I do have a video up where I talk about those things. I have since gone back and picked up more items from each of the collections. I've been testing those out, and I just kind of want to give you my thoughts on these collections as a whole. Both of them are beautiful. I do have on my complexion products already. I am wearing the Bosma foundation stick. I love this. This is so good. It's so smoothing on the skin for a foundation stick. Anyway, this is not about that, but I do just want to tell you what I have on. I have on this. I have on my Gucci concealer, my Makeup by Mario setting powder, and my Westman Atelier Bond Brow product. I'm putting on the Hourglass Phantom Lip Balm. I hate for my lips to be dry, and I don't want you to have to look at dry lips. So initially, I purchased both eyeshadow palettes. I purchased two of the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash lipsticks, one of the Dior Addict lip oils, the Dior highlight, and the Chanel blush stick in Reset. I have a full video where I go through those products and apply them on the face and give you my thoughts on the collections, pros and cons, Chanel versus Dior. I really like both collections so much that I ended up going back and getting the Chanel highlight, blush highlight duo, Eclat du Soir, the Dior bronzer in the coral bronze. The embossing is mostly gone because I have used this before. And I picked up the other blush stick. This is such a good formula that I had to have it. I got the pink one, picked up another one of the lip oils, and another shade of the Rouge Coco Flash. So we are going to put these products on the face, and I'm going to give you my thoughts, my final thoughts on these, because I have used all of this before more than once. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to do Chanel on this side, Dior on this side, and my last video was opposite, but I am going to go in and create an eye look with the golden palette. I am not going to use this orangey shade today. I'm going to skip that so that the eye looks hopefully are a little more similar. I'm going to skip out on that orangey shade this time, but I do have a video where I use that, where I use every single color in this palette. I'm going to take this lighter shade right here and go into the crease. The quality of these shadows is exceptional. Really, really good shadows. That took no time to blend out. Take a deeper shade here on the bottom and go kind of in the outer corner. And I'm going to take that slightly under the lash line. Now I'm going to go in with this shade right here and put it all over the lid. These pans are so tiny, it's kind of hard to get your finger in here, but I prefer to apply shimmers with my finger. That shade is so pretty. It's such a beautiful, like warm, summery color story. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to highlight my inner corner with this very bright gold. That shade is very intense. I'm going to leave the eye there for now. We're going to try to match it with the Dior palette. I just looked in my 10 times magnification mirror to see if I have fallout. I do. I'm going to try to brush that away. So most of it brushed away except the glitter. This shade right here is very glittery, and it's kind of a, I don't want to say dry, but drier formula. You know, it's kind of like a topper shade. This shade in particular has quite a bit of fallout. There's a lot here by my nose. It's fine. I'm not really that bothered by it, but if you see it, that's what that is. It's just a little bit of glitter fallout. Now I'm going to try to kind of match it with this palette. I am going to mix the coral in this bottom shade for my crease shade. The coral is quite intense, so I'm going to try to go very lightly here. Pretty close. Pretty close. I'm going to combine the brown here in the bottom corner and the orange in the top and put this on my outer corner. I'm going to put a touch of the coral in the center on that to try to make it match this side a little closer. I'm going to take that under my eye. I'm going to go in with this shade on my finger and put that all over the lid. Now I'm going to take this shade right here and go into my inner corner on this side. Those are the eyeshadow palettes kind of side by side. They're very similar looks, but they are different, right? The Chanel is a little more vibrant, a little deeper, a little more intense. The Dior is softer. The shadows are very pigmented in the Dior, but they're just softer colors overall. It's a bit of a softer color story compared to the Chanel. That's a little more contrasty and intense, if that makes sense. But the eye looks that you get are very similar. I can even make them more similar. I could put more of this orange and coral on the Dior side to kind of get it closer. The Chanel has a bit of pink to it that the Dior doesn't have. The Chanel is going to be more pigmented. The shimmers are more shimmery. It's got more texture options. The Dior shades are all very similar in texture. You have one matte and the rest are like satins. There isn't even a metallic. These are the Dior shades. Yeah, there isn't like a shiny, super shimmery, metallic-y shade in here. The textures are all quite similar. So this is going to give you a very like soft, wearable, very subtle eye look. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Like some people are going to want more from an eyeshadow palette. If that's you, I would recommend the Chanel if you're debating between the two of them. If you only want to get one or, whatever, I think the Chanel is going to give you a more intense look every time. And I've done this side-by-side comparison several times, and the Chanel is just a more intense look. I like both of them. I tend to prefer the Dior look, but you might not. Okay, so we're going to bronze the face. We're going to go in with this Dior bronzer. Chanel did not release a bronzer with this limited edition collection or this collection, but Chanel does have a beautiful bronzer in the Soleil Tan de Chanel. I haven't been super impressed with this bronzer, but I'm going to try it again today with this big fluffy brush and see if that changes my mind. I will say the scent of this Dior bronzer is super intense. So if you are sensitive to scents, well, first of all, if you're sensitive to scents, you probably know that these luxury lines they're not it for you. I do find the Dior products to be just on the borderline for me, like almost too intense. So this bronzer is different than the other bronzer because this bronzer has a glow, if you can see it, but this bronzer definitely has a glow. I was not expecting that. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a matte bronzer. It's not. The section here in the center where it says Christian Dior it's shimmery. And so it just produces like a beautiful glow on the skin. I kind of have to be careful with that and make sure that it's evenly distributed on the brush. That's why I use that big brush and just kind of swirled it all around. The first time that I used this, I just took my brush in like this and put it on the face, and I had like a stripe of the shimmery part, and then the rest was matte. It didn't look great. But now that I know that and know how to use it, it's really pretty on the skin. It's kind of a deep color, which is nice, right? Since there is only one. There's a pink one, but I believe they're the same depth, only the stripe in the pink one is pink, and in this one, it's coral. So I got coral since I had the coral eyeshadow palette. I did not pick up the pink eyeshadow palette, but it's really pretty on the skin. It's a beautiful bronze. I think it's going to be great for me in the summertime. I do just have to be careful with it because it's quite intense, but using this giant Sephora brush made it so super easy. So very happy with that brush in particular. And I think that this bronzer looks beautiful. Now, again, it is incredibly scented. It's a nice smell, but it's intense. The next thing that I had to pick up, because this is one of those things that I said in my first video, it didn't appeal to me seeing it online, but I wanted to touch it in store and see if I'd change my mind, and I did. It's the Healthy Golden Glow powder. This is the pink one. It's called Eclat de Soir. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm trying. It's so pretty on the face. So pretty. Dior didn't release a blush. They did release this highlight, which on me is a blush shade. I want to be able to show both Chanel blush products. So I think I'm going to save this for now. I'm going to put this on this cheek, and then we have the blush sticks, and we'll put the highlight on. So I'm trying to fit all of these on my face. So for this is not the first time I've used this. This brush, this Sephora brush, is perfect because it's small enough to get in here and just get the pink. And this pink is very glowy. But it's so pretty. So I wanted to be able to show this by itself before I put the other blushes down. It's so pretty. Like, it's so much prettier than I thought it would be. And the glow, oh, I love that. I think it's gorgeous. So when I first got the blush stick, I picked up Reset, which is the orange, and it is like straight up orange. It's pretty. It's really pretty, but it's very orange. And this is like straight up hot pink. And so I thought ideally I would have both so I can kind of mix them depending on the look that I want. Sure enough, when I saw the pink in store, I was like, yeah, that's what I need. I need to have both of them so I can mix them and get more of a corally shade instead of a pink or an orange, you know. And this formula, I have never used this formula before, and it's interesting in that it is a matte formula. There is some slight sheen to these shades, very, very slight. I don't even know if you can see in there, but it has just the very, very, very slightest bit of a sheen. Not much. I'm going to start with the orange. The orange has even more of a sheen. I think you can see that. It's like a golden sheen, and it looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin. It looks glowy but not like shimmery. Put down the orange first. And this is a multi-use stick, so you can use it on the eyes, you can use it all over the face, you can use it on the lips. It's not just a blush. I'm using it as a blush, but you can use it in whatever way you wish. I think you can see the glow. It's really pretty glow. It's not too much and it doesn't accentuate your pores. I'm going to take the pink and just lightly go on top. And I am just using my Rare Beauty foundation brush to blend this out. I love it. It's my favorite brush for cream blushes. Okay, so that is a combination of the Chanel blush sticks. Really, really pretty. It gives you such a beautiful glow and it's such a pretty color. I am going to finish up the eyes real quick off camera. I'll be back and we'll put on highlight and lipstick. And if you want to know what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal eyeliner to tightline. I'm going to use my NARS Climax eyeliner to line my eyes. I'm going to go in with a Prada mascara. Eyeliner is done. Mascara is done. I'm having a bad eyeliner day. Don't judge me or judge me, whatever. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't go exactly how you want, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's put some highlights on. We're going to do the Chanel on the Chanel side, and I'm just going in with a very fluffy brush, very, very lightly. I cannot believe how much I like this. I am not a highlighter person, but I'm loving them lately. I mean, maybe it's the spring, summer of it all. You know, it just seems like the right thing to do. Put on a highlight. Having said that, we're going to go in with the Dior on this side. Dior is much more coral. It's more of a blush shade on me, honestly. It's more of a blush than a highlight. But I'm just going to do it as a topper. And this is another brush. Just so you know, I have two of everything. I'm using the same brush style, but different actual brushes. And this one, just going to kind of... The Dior, it's a darker shade, so it's going to look more intense on me because it's darker than the Chanel. So you can see the Dior is like a blush shade. That is the Dior highlight. It's more of a blush on me than a highlight. Is the Chanel. It's much more golden. They're both really pretty. Chanel feels like one of those baked, like kind of a drier powder, but it looks really smooth on the face. I think it looks gorgeous. It's a beautiful highlight. Really, really, really nice. It's not really enhancing anything that I don't want it to enhance. It looks stunning on the skin. The Dior, like if I look at it super up close in my 10 times magnification mirror, it looks like it has more micro glitters. It looks a little bit more reflective. It's not as smoothing on the skin as the Chanel at 10 times magnification. It's a little more texture enhancing, but it's still not bad. You know, I still think it looks beautiful on the skin. Let's move on to lips. Now, on the Dior side, I have these two lip oils, and they are very, very sheer. This is the Pink Pop, and this is Splash. These are just like sheer lip oils. Totally fine, right? But I don't think that they are different enough that you need more than one. I don't think I needed two. I think I bought the pink to see if it would, you know, be a pink. Here are the swatches of the lip oils. And honestly, you can see a difference in them. Like this is the blue and it looks blue, and this is the pink. It looks very, very lightly, very mildly pink. So they do have a tint to them, which is nice, right? You can put this one on if you want to cool down whatever look, and this one on if you want to pink it up, maybe give it a little bit more punch. We're going to go in with the Chanel first because they are so pretty. I definitely prefer the Chanel lip products to the Dior in this release. Are those shades getting deeper? Are they getting more intense? I'm going to leave them there because I feel like they are. Okay, so in the Chanel lip products, I have 3 of the 4. I have Sunset. That is Sunset. It's like a warm coral. Really, really pretty. I'm going to put that on so you can see it. It's like a perfect warm sheer coral. Really pretty. Perfect warm sheer coral. Love, love, love that shade. The next one that I have is Sun Kiss. This is the one that I picked up most recently that I did not try on in my initial video. I'm only showing you these others so it'll all be in one place if you need that, but I'm going to try to go through them quickly. This is Sun Kiss. It's very pink. It's a beautiful sheer pink. This is the one I'm going to end up with, but I do want to also show you the last one that I have, which is Sun Bliss. This is just a sheer champagne. This one doesn't really produce a color, and this is it right here. You can hardly see it. It's not really much of a color. It's more of a texture. I will put it on real quick just so you can see it. Now, I do think it's beautiful. It's like a beautiful lip enhancer. It's not a color, you know what I mean? It's just a texture. It's a beautiful shimmery, sheeny texture that I really like. It's like the least interesting to me out of all the Chanel shades. So I'm going to wipe this off and we're going to go in with Sun Kiss. Sun Bliss did leave some glitter on my lips, which I'm not mad at, but so that is like a beautiful, vibrant, sheer pink. It's so pretty. It's like a warm pink, like a poppy pink. I think it looks so pretty with both of these collections. I absolutely love it. I'm going to try to just even this up because I am going to the movies and I just want to look a little more even. So I'm going to put a little bit of orange on this side, try to match it up. I'm going to top it with a little bit of the Dior highlight, and I'm going to put this on both eyes. All right, so final thoughts on these collections. I think that both of them are absolutely beautiful. I think it's ultimately going to come down to what you prefer. The Chanel, like I said, is going to be more intense. The eyeshadow, anyway, if you want more texture variation, if you want more color options, then the Chanel is the way to go. If you want something that is just refined, easy, slap it on and go, impossible to mess up, then I would recommend the Dior. I think that they are both absolutely beautiful, and I think that they each have their audience, right? Their target market. Certain people are going to prefer this one. Certain people are going to prefer the Chanel. It just depends on what you look for in an eyeshadow palette. I think the Chanel gives you a little more variety. You get different textures in here. You get different depths, different shades. Having said that, I personally prefer the Dior. I just think I like the way that it looks on my eyes better, and I think it's easier to use for me. I really think that those lip glosses are they're getting more intense as they sit on my hands. That's wild to me. So we're going to go in with the blue just because it's cooler, and I think it'll look, it'll look nice with this. I mean, it definitely cools it down. The Dior lip oil formula is so comfortable, so nice. They're expensive for what they are, but I think they're really, really nice. I think that the Dior bronzer is absolutely beautiful. You can get past the smell, and if the shade works for you, it's unfortunate that there's one shade. I think that the pink one is the same depth. It's just a different stripe of color in it. So I like that, but it's not my favorite bronzer of all time. I think that the packaging is stunning. That's kind of what sucked me in, is I was just like, I need that because that is beautiful. And it is. It's something special. Packaging is something special in my opinion. Same with the highlighter. This is not a perfect highlight shade for me. This is more like a blush topper. And look at it. I have it on both cheeks right now. It's super intense, super beautiful. I'm very happy that I have this. And again, the packaging, it is just fabric, so it's going to get dirty. I've been trying to keep it away from everything so it doesn't get dirty and try to keep my hands clean when I touch it. I can keep it as nice looking as I can for as long as I possibly can, but it's going to get destroyed, especially if I put it with all my other makeup. The Chanel blush sticks, I love both of them. Now, again, this one is like straight up orange. Don't expect like a peach or a coral. It's orange, but it's beautiful and it's sheer and it's easy to work with. Same for the pink. This is like a hot pink. but it's so easy to work with and it can be used eyes, lips. You don't even have to purchase the lip colors. You could just get one of these and it could do it all. I'm pretty sure that these are limited edition, and I think that these are the things that are the most unique in this collection because this formula is unique. It's a matte formula that you can use everywhere, and it's very easy to work with. It doesn't eat through your foundation, your concealer. It blends out really easily. The formula is so good. This was the main thing that I went to the store to pick up that I didn't get in my initial haul was this pink one. And the reason why I didn't get it is because it sold out on Saks before I could. When I was in the store and I saw this, I was like, wow. It's so pretty. It's so much better than I thought it was going to be. So that is the blush and the highlight, or they could both be highlights, you know, on deeper skin tones. I feel like this pink is much more intense than I thought it was going to be, and I think it would work for a lot of different skin tones, a lot of depths, and they do have a deeper duo that is gorgeous that I'm kind of regretting not getting, but I've got it. It's fine. This is enough, and this is beautiful. The Chanel blush highlight duo, the Dior highlight, the Dior bronzer, the Chanel refresh, and the Chanel reset. So that's all of the face products from these collections, minus the other highlight palette from Chanel, the warmer, deeper one. But that is everything that I have from both of those collections. I do have another video where I have full swatches of the eyeshadow palettes too, side by side, and comparisons and all of that. So final thoughts on these. They're both gorgeous collections. I think that they give you ultimately a very similar look as far as the eyeshadows. The face products are totally different from one another, and it's just going to depend on, you know, what you are looking for. For me, the Chanel takes it in the face and lip category. The only thing that I prefer from Dior is the eyeshadow palette. Everything else, I prefer the Chanel. The Dior is absolutely beautiful though. Having said that, I'm not saying that Dior is bad or that I'm unhappy with it, because I'm not. I love everything that I got from the Dior collection. I think it's a beautiful collection, but I prefer the Chanel. Overall, I prefer the Chanel. That doesn't mean that Dior is bad. I love the Dior. Dior collection is way prettier and more special to look at in all areas. The face products, eyeshadow, at least when you first get it, now it kind of just looks like any other palette. I'm just saying, like, overall, the presentation. This Dior bag that everything came in is so pretty. It's just gorgeous. I hope that that helps if you are deciding between the two collections, or if you just wanted to look at them and see what they look like in action. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you for spending some time with me today. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I would love to have you here. I will see you soon in my next video. And until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.